Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to another fantastic episode of Stories Around Azeroth. As always, I am the magnanimous Pete Titans Creed Nevercoat, joined by my co-host in crime, one Mr. Frazley Tastic. How you doing, sir?
I am doing awesome. I'm just having a good weekend.
And if you're listening to the podcast or you're catching us live, you'll have noticed that we have another guest with us today. It's an honor and a privilege to be joined by the Scruffy Druid. How are you doing, darling?
Hello, I'm here with the awesome gnome and you, so it's a nice day. Yay!
I don't have a prefix. I'm just you. I'm not
You.
awesome. I'm not a gnome. I'm you.
So I got an email from Austin who said that they enjoyed our streaming episode of Frazzlecast. So
That was fantastic.
That was really good to
I was telling you that we were in the store and here's my phone going off with a notification going, this is following you, and it's Frank's hot sauce.
yes.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go look at that later because that's kind of funny. And I showed it to my other half, and then when I got home, I had the message from you that was that person. So that was really cool. That was nice.
I don't think I got followed by that person.
Well,
sadness ensues.
it's because you don't have the prefix.
That's it.
Ah!
I'm not the, and I'm not awesome, and I'm most definitely not a gnome.
That you've told us, because maybe on the side you have like this little gnome that you're playing.
Let's be fair. If we compare everybody to you in real life, Frazley, we're all gnomes.
That's true.
I'm probably the closest to a gnome in this entire group. I am the short one, the very short.
You were like a Volpira at BlizzCon.
Yeah,
You have really cool ears.
I got mistaken for a Volpira at awful. Oh man, no. Okay, I'm working.
But you've been all right for the most part.
I'm okay. Everything's good. Hooray!
Cool, brilliant stuff. Well, there's been. Shadowlands is coming. Like every build they're doing now, I'm getting a little bit more hype. And now they finally released the 4th zone. I think I'm gonna go and start leveling there and do the questing stuff and see how it is. Like I think there's only so much I can do in Torghast now because all the classes are there, and I'm never gonna play a lot of them, to be fair. But let's start with what we've done in WoW this week. Scruffy, you are the guest.
Oh,
Why don't you let us...
You're gonna make me go first. I was all raging before this about what was going on in Warcraft. Yes. Oh no, there are clips. Oh dear. What? Oh, butts.
This is just like one of your latest streams, so...
What is going on here? Oh, okay. I was like, what am I playing? I don't even know. So I obviously play a druid, but this clip is not a druid. So the last couple of weeks, it's been alts. Lots of alts. I've been trying to kind of get caught up on them. So I had made a demon hunter that I really enjoy. And then I didn't have the 2 sides to every tale. Even though I already had a 120 druid horde side, still did not have this achievement, went through most of the war campaign, still no achievement, still no horse, still no wolf. So I made another demon hunter horde side, leveled it, and that was pretty much what I was doing the last week, was trying to get that achievement.
Yeah.
And I did get it. I've got my pretty shiny horse horde side. I've got a shiny wolf ally side that I haven't even looked at yet. So that... And this is just supposed to be a little fun character to play on, and I keep getting kidnapped for keys on her with some old folks that I used to play with back in vanilla, and it's a disaster is what it is.
They've noticed you're playing hordes, and they're like, come do Mythic Plus with us.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're coming with us. I'm like, I just hit 120 last week. You don't want to go. You don't want me to go with you. Yes, we do. We're taking you. Oh, here's some gear. Play more. Like, great. So... that, and then today yesterday, no, I don't know. What did I do? Yesterday I made a Death Knight. That's what I did. Mr. Scruffy got it in his head that he wants to give Demon Hunter another try. And he's like, you should make a Death Knight and I'll make a Demon Hunter. We'll level together. I'm like, I gotta level 20 some odd levels to get there to even meet you. You've got to do your starting zone and you're going to be 100 and I'm going to be 60.
Although soon. Just wait till Shadowlands. Just wait till Shadowlands, and then you can all start at level 8 or whatever it is.
I was kind of disappointed because I thought that they revamped all the Death Knight stuff, and that was the reason why I wanted to do a Death Knight. So and I still want to do the Class Hall campaign, so I'm going to be very slow leveling Death Knight.
So from what I'm aware is, and I haven't pre-purchased Shadowlands yet, so I can't confirm. It's like the Allied race, Death Knights. They start a couple of levels higher, but it's literally just a quest and Bolvar going, you know, thanks for making the sacrifice, joining Death Knights as an allied race, going to the world, here's your faction, see you later.
Pretty much. That's what my friend confirmed for me. She's like, thanks, Percy. Good to hear you, buddy. Dogs are going nuts in the background. She said she just basically got to skip a bunch of it, and it was like a short little blip, and they were done. So I thought we were going to get something different, but I guess all of that is just mainly the Class Hall campaign. So doing that, I did get to 70 something today. 78 something. I don't know. I'm up there. I'm still in Hellfire because, and then I got told I was effing stupid, and it's great. And so it's been a wonderful experience so far.
People are jerks.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So
I still remember when Baby Mama told me that their leveling warrior did better than my warrior at 110 in Legion.
It's just like there are still people trying new classes and learning new things, and
it's shocking that we still have an XP buff so people can level what the hell they want.
Oh, I know. I need to go back and finish my priest because I did get a priest to 100, and I wanted to finish her because she'd be my first allied race actually to 120, I think. Something like that. She's a dark iron.
I don't think I have anything below 20 at the moment because it's all just allied races and base races on Horde side to level now. So
that's the other thing I need to do Horde side. I need to finish getting the reps for Vulpera. Not like I will ever play one.
It doesn't matter.
But
doesn't matter.
So
have it on. Well, I think they're removing the reputation needs in Shadowlands.
Yeah,
it might be. And it's really easy to get it anyways. So I think I'm 1,000 away from Exalted, so it's not that big of a deal.
Literally, just wait for the next innovation to be up. That's it.
Right. It's going to be so easy peasy for it, and that'll be one thing I go back and do. I'll go back and unlock the allied races and do those storyline. And I do want to finish the Vulgin quest line over there, but
yes, do that.
But I want to do the DK class thing if I can stick with it because it's so bloody slow. I've tried every single spec and it's awful.
This is my problem because obviously where I switched Demon Hunter to Demon Hunter at the beginning of the expansion, and I'm like, well, Shadowlands is coming up. You know, we got Covenants and we're gonna have Covenant abilities. Am I gonna need to make 3 more Demon Hunters to level? And so I can have 1 in each Covenant, and I'm like,
it'd be really easy to.
I mean, I have to wait until Shadowlands is in pre-patch anyway, because I'd need to have something on another server anyway. So I'd have to wait, but then I wouldn't be on the same server cluster because we only have 2 on EU on the Ring where I am. So I'm like, well, I can't roll it with that, so that's going to be a bit crap, isn't it? So they're removing that restriction in Shadowlands, so we'll see how that goes, I guess.
I was really shocked to find that I was actually capped on characters, considering I only play like 3 of them.
You've got, isn't the cap like 50 or 55?
It's 50. Yeah. One was on an Oceanic server, and I have no idea how it got there.
You probably made it once upon a time.
Oh, I mean, I know a bunch of them were started when, back in vanilla, when you had a queue to get on a Cenarian Circle. So you'd go to a lower server or wait till something came up. And so I know there's like all the little lobies there, but I was kind of shocked to see some in their 70s and 80s, and I have no recollection of ever playing them. Ever.
It's weird.
Yeah. So I did a lot of deleting yesterday.
I streamlined my entire account a long time ago. But I have all of my Alliance characters on one server and all of my Horde characters on another. It's annoying in the long run because, I mean, even though I can send over the Battle.net account stuff,
right?
I can't do gold and shit like that. So it's like they have to be self-sufficient, which is fine. They've all got epic mounts and epic flying over there, because you can make enough gold just by questing, in BFA now to get epic flying on any character. So
it's true.
Yeah, but it's all good. Like, the biggest thing still to come is how heirlooms are going to work in Shadowlands and everything else, and are they just going to get crushed to 50, and then do we need to buy whatever's new in Shadowlands to get them to go to 60? And I'm like, bleh.
I I got a text yesterday from somebody who hasn't even played BFA. Like, I'm thinking about coming back. Shadowlands looked amazing, but I don't know what to do. Do you still play on Cenarian Circle? I was like, oh, nope. We're over on Storm Rage. We're not going back to Cenarian Circle. This is
Storm
where
Rage!
we are.
I was
What
doing
about
vanilla.
leveling? I don't think I'm going to move my warrior. It's like, dude, just there's 100% XP up. Put your heirlooms on. You're going to, yeah, you'll be through all of it. It's ridiculous. Like, give yourself a couple days and you'll be leveled.
I mean, unless you're even looking to do like mythic raiding, you can still do cross-realm raiding to the best of my knowledge for normal and heroic. So it really doesn't even matter what server you're on.
No, especially with the sharding, you'll if you want the world to feel alive, you'll run across other people anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Mr. Frazley.
Yes.
It's time to dive into your busy week. What have you been up to, sir?
So I cannot remember. Did I talk about Ardenweald last time?
You vaguely mentioned it. I don't think you finished it. I think you said you were going to go back into it.
Okay, then yeah, because I was trying to remember what I did this past week on Ardenweald. But I actually got the working into Mr. Pandaria Lore Master. So I'm at Dreadways right now. So a lot of the Claxy. I don't know how the voice artists do that.
The storyline for the Claxy was so good. It's the biggest thing that makes me enjoy Dread Wastes.
Oh yeah, I have to say though, I kind of wish that they had a Halloween Claxy event it could be a Bugaboo.
Bugaboo. Is this some weird American thing that I don't know?
Yeah. Bugaboo.
If it is, I don't get it.
we say Bugaboo around here a lot, I guess.
So it's a weird Frazley thing. Gotcha.
Yes. And a weird Ohio thing. But anywho, I was over in on my iron this week because I was on WoW challenges yesterday and I needed to work on my iron. So my iron, I was like, okay, it's a paladin, it's Taran, and I finished up over in Dustwall Marsh. Then I went to 1,000 Needles and realized what a mistake that was. Flew over to Tenaris. Everything's going fine. And it's good. It's good. Till I go to the trolls, and I had this feeling probably should not go to the trolls.
Well, that's a large aggro radius they've got.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I was like, I've had issues with these.
Is this the moment?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the moment where all of a sudden I've got a clip too of me going like, ah! That's how I felt. So I re-rolled another Taran. So Moonster's dead, and now it's Beefy the Taran Paladin.
You've made another Paladin.
Yep, made it into the Paladin because I'm liking the spec of it. I'm really getting its class rotation down. So I think as of right now, I'm going to stick with this.
Oh, it didn't run off and find a friend, did it?
Which one? No, I don't.
You didn't kill it and it found a friend.
Oh no. I mean, he's still watching the clip. There's still health there. That's still a substantial amount of health.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Did you just not play for a bit? Did you take your eyes away from the screen?
I don't know what happened there. I think I either let them away, or I think they respawned or something.
There's someone behind him. Oh no.
You stopped. You didn't even do anything. You didn't chase him.
No, he was pointing at the screen, and then he's got bunch. Oh, and then he ran over the grave. This is where Frazley knew he fucked up.
Oh, I ran over the grave? Yeah. Okay.
Shall I tell you a little fun thing, Frazley?
Yes.
It would have been far easier for you to have run into the dungeon.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Because as long as I don't complete it, I don't think that would flag me if I run into a dungeon.
Well, if you run into the dungeon, you zone into the dungeon, and therefore you drop all of combat.
Right.
So
you're in a different zone at that point.
Yeah.
Unless there's a rule about you can't go into a dungeon at all.
No, because I think you are allowed to go in there. You just can't have. Oh, you're right. Because I was near Zulfrak.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about the balance.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
The thing is that if you had actually killed the troll before he ran away, and then someone just runs past, that's amazing.
Oh, and you don't want anybody helping you. That's the other thing is. So I'm glad that they ran past.
You're dead, so nothing's gonna happen anyway. So were you on WoW challenges before, or after that happened?
After that happened, so I did.
Right.
So I made a good story for the podcast.
It was really kind of fun to watch. I feel so bad for you, but it was funny.
I've learned though. I just got to react like, just like
I never go to
Judge them before they run away.
never go to Tannerus.
I didn't think about the
Why? With the way that the world scales with you, you could literally be in any low-level zone and just quest. Like,
This is true.
you could possibly even go to like go and level in like Durotar.
I already went through Durotar, so I was outpaced there. Like I went back to Durotar. I've been trying to go through as many of the areas as I can. I'm avoiding Red Ridge because that is a horrible zone. I was avoiding Silver Pine Forest, or not Silver Pine. Yeah, Silver Pine, which is underneath Deer's Fall.
Yep.
So yeah, I was trying to do things. I was warned about Ashara to be careful on that one. So I was trying zones that I kind of know Daenerys. I mean, I feel like I've done Daenerys enough times that I thought I knew it, but
it can get well out of control, and those things will follow you for ages. You're like nearly level 50. Do you not have like the ability to just mount up and just run quick?
I was in combat.
No, but paladins get like divine steed.
Oh yeah, no, I used that to get away, and then running over the mountains. So where you see the actual death was after I used everything.
I didn't see your mount. That's my bad. Okay, it's fine. Anything else, Mr. Frazley?
Not really past that. It's just like holding my head in shame for.
But what's the new paladin at now?
17. So
17. Yeah.
And that was only after about a couple hours. So it really was not a bad death with the fact that of the XP boost. I got to get past the level 20 curse because every tune except for Moonster had died in the 20s.
Yeah, that died at what, 48, 49?
47.
47. Ugh.
Yeah, so close.
Grim. Well, I haven't been up to much this week. I have been... Well, I mean, I say I haven't been up to much this week. Like, of the stuff I've done has been off-stream, really, for the most part. But I finally, with the help of Jane and Buddies, I got my Mythic Jane out this week.
Nice.
I'm now only missing 2 pieces of gear for the Mythic Leather Transmog, which both dropped from Grong. So, yeah, we're not too bad there. And on the same day, I finally got the Ultraxia mount.
Nice!
Yay!
Finally. I had to explain it to a friend who, I posted the picture, and he was like, only 289 attempts? I don't understand, that's not too bad. And I said, yeah, but that doesn't take into effect that it cleanses the number every time you reinstall the game, which I do every expansion.
Oh, no.
Because it drops the cache and everything that way. So, and I had to explain it's been in the game for, I can't remember, I think 2011 Dragon Soul came out. So, and I was just like, yeah, from like 2013, once a week in there, every week. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I'd have the commitment to do something like that. I said, yeah, it really fries your brain cells.
No.
It really does.
Yeah, I feel good enough doing ICC once a week for me.
Well, it's an extra 15-minute jaunt that just cuts off my mount farming. So
yeah,
I never have to go back to the Caverns of Time for a very long time now. So
the question is that on one character, or do you cycle through all of them every single week?
it really depends on how I'm feeling. My main Demon Hunter, the mount runs I do on that, I start with the Cycle of Pandaria for the 3 out of the 4 world bosses that I still need stuff for. Then I halfstone back. Then I go to Warlords. I do the world boss, and then I do Mythic Blackhand. And then I halfstone back again, and I do... then I do Caverns of Time. And then I go and do normal, heroic, and mythic Gul'dan. And then if I feel like it, I go and do normal, heroic, and mythic Tomb, but only for the Naga boss that drops the mount.
I need tips on how to defeat Gul'dan.
That's
not fun.
Mythic Gul'dan you can't do on your own unless you have 5 billion DPS in the mythic only phase. So until Shadowlands comes out and we get some gear, that's not doable right now because he does a stun, which he then just murders you in.
Yeah. Sorry, I was not listening correctly. You said heroic and normal, and I was just thinking.
Oh no, normal.
I've got
heroic,
mythic on the brain.
Yeah, well, mythic plus and all that. But no, I always get a friend to come because I've obviously got the port to Elisand and they still need it, so it doesn't matter. They get their keys for later runs and everything else, and nearly got the transmog from there as well. I just need a piece from. I think I need the cloak from Triliax, the third boss, the robot maid, the insane robot maid.
We did a mythic transmog run and then Taurus the other day, just a bunch of us guildies. And shoot, we went in there on heroic a couple weeks ago, and just the dude that throws the sleep canisters was just tearing us apart because nobody could cleanse. I think, and it was 3 of us. It was Mr. Scruffy and our friend and myself, and that was a nightmare. So here we are in mythic, and our guildmate's like, apparently there's an achievement if you set off every single trap. So we're just running all the way down and plowing through it. We still couldn't get past Agrimar because he's a jerk. So a bunch of folks from stream jumped in there and then obliterated him, and we killed Argus so fast. The last boss, whatever the hell it is. We killed him so fast that he didn't go to any phases. He didn't even kill us. He just died.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I keep missing the Mythic and Taurus runs. I need to do it, A, to get the skip, and B, to transmog, really. Plus the dogs as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mounts. Like, I was just turning around and I turned around to some friends and I was like, if I can finally get the Time Lost Protodrake and Aeonax, I'm done with all mounts up to Cataclysm. It's literally those 2 are the only mounts I don't have from Wrath and Cataclysm.
That's awesome.
It'd be nice to finally get them, especially, I should really focus on well, no, Aeonax is in Deep Home, so if a world revamp does happen, Deep Home's not going to get touched anyway. So...
yeah, it's inside of Azeroth, pretty much.
Well, it's on the elemental plane, Frazley.
Though, did you know that technically Earth is Azeroth because they found structures inside of the Earth, which really just means that they found Deep Home, but they don't know what to call it.
Say that again.
Yeah, I didn't follow any of that. That's just going to prove you're a gnome.
Scientists have found structures inside of the Earth, and I'm just thinking that just means that they found Deep Home because Earth is in the future from.
Or they found old Iron Forge.
They found old Iron Forge is what they found.
Oh yes, they found old Iron Forge. Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember that Azeroth is made in the same image as Earth, but it's got some changes. You see, so where Earth is round, Azeroth is flat.
What?
It does actually kind of make sense.
I mean, oh no. I'm not going to get any flat.
Have you seen our map?
Yeah, exactly. It's flat. Maps are flat, Frazley.
Yes.
That's what, Oh,
true. And when I look into the horizon, I see that it never curves on the horizon. Okay.
That's it. That's it. You never see the curve. It's fine. No, I am forever joking. Oh my god! Before somebody gets a flat earther in their bloody mind, there.
That would make sense, Azeroth being flat, because again, I was in Hellfire. I'm still in Hellfire on this stupid Death Knight, and I was taking the towers. I'm like, what is this red thing in the distance? You could just see this like red line bobbing, and then when I moused over it, it's the effing Fell Reaver lighting up, but it's all the way on the other side of the Horde base, over by the mountains, and somehow I can still see it. So if it was curving, he'd be, we wouldn't be able to see it. So clearly, Azeroth is flat.
Clearly.
Now we've got a new promo for loot optional. Flat Earth Azeroth.
You can see both Neverstorm and Shadow Moon Valley from Hellfire Peninsula.
This is true. See?
That is true. And also look at the fact that all of Shadowlands is on the same zone.
If you have a high enough graphics card, Azeroth is flat.
if you go to Westfall and stare hard enough, you can see the edge of Kalimdor.
You'll see Hogger. Okay. Face palming at my own crap here.
Oh yeah,
that's the joy of doing stuff live. And Scruffy, you do something live every week.
What?
you do something live every week. You stream.
Oh yes, I do. I'm sorry.
I
Yes.
don't know. I don't know his segues half the
I
time.
wasn't quite sure where that was going. It was like, what piece of tech did you get that you're watching stuff? Because I'm, not gonna put it past you anymore. Yeah, I stream a couple days a week. Usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because Tuesdays and Wednesdays are usually raid day, but we're not raiding at the moment, so we're achievement hunting, and I'm getting kidnapped for keys, and I don't know what the F will go on whenever I'm streaming. Desmephisto popped up in game the other day, and I might have pooped my pants a little bit because they recognized me in game. They're like, "Wait a minute, you're not really. Are you?" Like, yes, I am. That's me.
That's awesome.
My druid. So that was fun.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, hooray! But yeah, I do that, and then I do a podcast, which is not streamed, so
Yeah,
optional,
right? No,
which has
optional.
got Alex Bones in it.
Yes.
I thought you streamed that the other day. I might have misunderstood. I thought there was a stream for
I
that.
posted it. I just record it and put it up. I just do the audio. I like playing with audio. That's what I like to do.
Oh my goodness. Burning trees and everything else. Like, I don't know. Do you actually think that we need a world revamp at this point? Like, it's something we've mentioned on here before, that we had vanilla WoW for 6 years, and then we had a revamp into Cataclysm, and now we've had Cataclysm for close to like 10 years now. Do you think it's time for another one?
Well, have the shaman been doing their job so that way we can revert it back and heal the earth? I don't know, shamans. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Shaman are lazy. That's why they never get buffed in new expansions. They just get,
What
horrible.
has Thrall been doing all this time?
Thrall's off on bloody Outland, isn't he? Not Outland. Draenor.
Thrall's supposed to be the Earth Warder now. I don't know.
I mean, I thought that the shaman. I think it'd be great if the shaman did stuff, because I mean they're enhancement shamans. So I mean, and WoW zones could use enhancement.
I think the idea is that most zones need restoration, Frazley.
Oh, restoration. Okay,
because the elementals are in flux.
But isn't that more druids?
I'm too dumb to press the button. I don't know.
Frazley doesn't know the specs of a class, clearly.
No, I don't. Is restoration a shaman spec?
Yes,
it is. That would be the healing spec. Oh,
Frazley.
So,
Frazley, we're going to get to a point where we do a trivia special of this, and you will not win. Like, you best bring.
It's amazing that you do so well in trivia on your own podcast.
Well, right now I've been reading it, so yeah, I'm not actually answering anymore. That's one reason why.
So one of my D&D players just came back to WoW, and we've ninja'd him, and he leveled a shaman, and we kind of crash coursed him healing mythics the other day. Like, it's gonna be me tanking, so you should be fine.
You made him go shaman, and you made him heal.
I didn't make him go shaman. He was just like, I love my shaman. I want to learn how to heal. I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna get a crash course.
Like, my friend Naradian in the guild, who I've known him since Wrath. Like, it's a long time since I've known him, and he still plays. And like, he every time he just complains that shaman are just so bad, and yet every time he raids, he out heals everybody else.
It's no joke. We have 2 shaman healers in our raid group, and I started as a resto druid when I went raiding with them. I was like, nope, I can't keep up with this. I am doing absolutely nothing. I am doing more good just wrathing crap to death. So, back to boom.
I think the game's in a weird place right now. In terms of healing, like every time they try to do a whole back to basis thing with a refresh, and it just turns out that by the end of it, everybody's just DPSing again. And then they're just refreshing every
because you outgear everything at that point.
Yeah, but it's not I guess it is a little bit. But even in Mythic Plus, the whole point of it is scaling. So it's meant to still be doing damage. And like every time I play Mythic Plus and we've got a resto druid, I just see it more in cat form than anything else, because it's just dealing damage.
Well, how high are the keys?
15 to 17s.
Okay. Dax
I don't do anything above that sort of range because there's no need to.
And Dex keeps dragging me to keys, and 15's the highest that I do. That's like all I'm comfortable with now. I was not comfortable doing anything that high before, but the resto druid that goes with us is doing 21s and stuff, and I'm like, what? I feel very small.
I think there's one of the other Mythic Plus groups in the guild. They push like 19s and 20s. I think they finally got a 20 in time, and I'm just like, there's no real benefit. Azeroth means nothing anymore. You've got the gear, so you're never going to buy a decent piece to spin for, and it's just like, if you're doing it just to see how far you can get, good on you. But like, that's a large waste of time that I just can't. I've got too many things that I'm doing that I can't put. So I don't think I've done Mythic Plus. I think I did it a couple of times after we finished raiding, but like, I've done Mythic Plus in months. I just can't be bothered with it.
My friend is he's dead set on getting me Keystone Master just because I didn't do it at all this expansion. So he's trying to get it for me now. But my point being, like, there comes a time when you're finally just out gearing the 15s, and if you're not pushing higher keys, then of course you're going to be doing some other stuff to fill some time.
I like to feel like we were doing 15s when they were like on par, because like we were only heroic geared anyway. So, and we still make mistakes depending on what the affixes are in a given week. But... yeah, but there's some I just hate. I've never been the biggest fan of Volcanic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
trying to go from a ranged person in Mythic Pluses on my Boomkin and then trying to do them on a Demon Hunter is just a whole nother ball game for me, because I'm like, wait, what is this crap?
I feel like challenge modes were way more challenging than Mythic Plus was, because you couldn't outgear it, because it always powered levels down. And I get it; it's easier to make the content scale, but the scaling is so out of whack. You know, like, I think I've argued it before that I'd like it to be more of a curve than a massive spike.
I think a lot of that is also the fact that corruption is kind of a crapshoot. Yeah, but you can get really good and you can get really bad. And at this point, now that we can buy it, there's going to be a lot of cheesing of it. Like when Twilight Devastation goes off on our tanks and that obliterates a pack of mobs, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to disagree with that. I don't think we'll ever see anything to the scope of corruption again. Unless the entire expansion is based around it rather than a singular patch.
Right.
Okay, so 10.0, yeah.
Yeah, when we come back in this office,
I actually enjoy the concept of corruption. I like it, and I like the little bits that we can get, but I did not like the fact that so many classes had to bank on getting a rank 3 of a certain type of corruption to do anything. And it's... Have
you seen how heavy the proper crafters go? They go like, it's better to get 3 of the level 1 corruption, because it overall gives you more points of the corruption point than you actually get for the actual corruption it gives you. And I'm like, well, that's mental. The amount of people that are just working this out. Like, it's literally insane. Like, that's too much. Like, all I'm doing with my visions...
Scruffy was hilarious.
All I'm doing with my visions and my echoes is that I'm literally just saving them to buy the keys to do the horrific visions, because I want that mount. You know, that's it. Like, as the mount holder, I don't care for sockets. I'm going to be replacing the gear anyway in Shadowlands. You know, we don't know if in pre-patch they're just going to turn off all corruptions and get rid of the, like, we know the neck's not going to work in Shadowlands. I presume corruptions won't as well. Because otherwise, I think someone did the math, like, you're just going to see, like, the fastest tank with, like, 1 billion Twilight Devastations, and they're just going to be 4 hours to max level.
Right. The thing that bothered me about corruption is that you couldn't really tailor it to your spec. So, like, at the beginning of the corruption expansion part, I don't know, the patch with where it came in, Infinite Stars was the big thing that, you know, casters wanted, is what Boomkin wanted. It kind of relied on that to do better damage. And everything I got was geared for being a melee person. Like, I am the furthest thing from being in melee. I am playing a ranged character. Why am I getting Echoing Void? that has to have me in the middle of a pack to do anything.
Yeah.
It was mechanics like that was really frustrating about it. I mean, I still think it's kind of cool to have these interesting little corrupted procs and stuff. I liked the idea behind it, but there had to be a better way to do it.
Well, the better way to do it is to have the system as we have it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was implemented at the base and everybody was getting Echoes of Ny'alotha from the off, and people could buy, like, I still think that to unlock a corruption to buy, you had to cleanse it first so she could actually bottle it. Like, that's the way the system should have been. Like, it should have been buyable from the off, but you needed to have cleansed the piece with it on, because that way it means that you're incentivized to still go and do the content out in the world for World Quest to get your blues, hope they corrupt, because you could get a 420 ring, which generally, that's how a lot of people did day one. They just went around, did all the World Quests, because the 420s with the level 3 corruption procs were better than the 440s.
My brand new 120s, those dang demon hunters that I made, their first world quest is when they got rank 3 of infinite stars before the druid, and it's on a 375 piece of gear because they had just hit 120. How is that going to benefit me once?
I mean, it will help you when you do your visions to get your cloak.
It was crap. I mean, I couldn't even wear it because it was 70 corruption.
Yeah.
There was no point. It's like, why?
Oh, you're a demon hunter. You technically can run like 150 plus
that
corruption.
Eyeball was as big as Cathedral Square. Don't give me that crap. It was huge.
Oh my god, that reminds me of a video of someone that actually got every single of the highest corruption piece they could get, stuck it on, and they were like, you couldn't see the edge of the eyeball. Like, they were stood in Orgrimmar. They stood in Orgrimmar town, and they just, like, I think they put down one of the dummies that they can hit themselves.
Yeah.
And they did it so it would prop the eye, but you couldn't see the edge at all. And they were like, and they just got hit by the eyeball once, and then they just got insta dead because it did so much damage. Can't escape it. It's horrible.
Man. Yeah. Insane.
Like, it's, oh my goodness. Corruption's weird. It's so bizarre. There are so many classes that can deal with it. Mages and demon hunters just take the extra singular stun, have like hotkeys set to stun the thing from beyond, and that's it. They don't care.
I promise, Scruffy, I've been getting out of the eye ever since you yelled at me.
I mean, was Scruffy healing you?
No, but
I forget where that was. Was I doing a vision or something?
No. I was talking about the eye, and I typically the eye will proc for me, but I was sitting in it for a little bit, and I was like,
I don't think healers care so much as long as you can A, either heal yourself passively, or B, have a way to mitigate the damage.
Right.
Like every time the eyeball pops on me, I just blur, because I'm like, I can just blur and I won't lose my DPS.
Eyeball and blur. I love that connection.
I learned something new. What? Wait.
There's an eyeball that comes in and you blur. I love the. It's not a pun, but I just love the wordplay.
Blurry eyes, I guess.
Yeah, like.
Right. Okay.
We love you so much. Sometimes we just don't follow you, honey.
So bizarre.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
When we have things like that pop in the game, that's the thing that makes me really kind of uncomfortable about Shadowlands and having these abilities and things from the Covenant, because there's so many times that they haven't got balance right that I don't have a lot of faith.
The thing is that I know that they're not going to be. I can guarantee you, any guide that says if you want the best out of your class, you're going to have to go Vemfir, because their active ability for everybody gets is the teleport. Yeah, and you're going to be able to use that to do skips. Like, do you remember the old skip in the Everbloom where if you could jump up a small hole?
God, the wall jump! I am so bad at those.
Yeah, well, so like the Vemfir teleport, like you can do it up ramps and up ledges. So I fully imagine every guide in the world is gonna tell you to roll Vemfir if you want progression.
See, I was right then. I from the beginning said that Revendreth would be my favorite zone.
That's probably what we're gonna see a lot of in the MDI then, is a lot of that. Rogues and teleports.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember, like, the MDI servers are there completely for they can choose whatever they want. Like MDI this season is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Because there's literally just a place where they can just buy the corruptions they want. So everybody's just stacking Twilight devs, and it's mental to me because everybody's got the perfect corruption and the perfect gear that they want.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
a level playing field, so it's pretty much based on you effing up, you know, taking a step out, or you know, pulling the wrong mob at the wrong time, or you know, in my case, just walking back into something because I got a big butt. So
yeah. I know that feeling.
Yep.
The amount of times I've just done that.
Butt pulls.
I don't know. I think at this point we're literally seeing just about all the content we're going to see, with the exception of raid testing and Mythic Plus testing in Shadowlands Alpha at the moment, which means that I think we're going to be seeing some sharp turns into class tuning. I believe they've done Shaman stuff recently because they're making a lot of changes. So I think the biggest thing that we're going to see coming out of Shadowlands is a lot of focus class testing and changes now. Now that, like, all the content is essentially in the game that we're really going to see on launch. I think, like, the level 60 Covenant quest lines aren't in to test. I think Mythic Plus isn't turned on yet. Raids are obviously going to be a couple of hour things whenever they decide to test them for the first one. But
and like,
I think
soul binds are not in, I don't think, yet.
No, they're not.
And Torghast, I don't think is dropping loot yet. It's just dropping like the generic stuff, but you can't craft with it yet.
No, you can't. The legendary stuff's not turned on yet. I think that's because but like all the classes are in there, and I think before they do anything else, they'll be doing class tuning, like to get the classes where they need it to be with the feedback before they do anything else with Torghast now. Which will be weird. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. They're not going to touch my Demon Hunter, so I'm fine. Demon Hunter's ridiculous. Are you on the Alpha, Scruffy?
No, and like I love everybody that is playing Alpha, and nothing against that, but I would burn myself out so quickly and not want to play the expansion. So I try to stay clear of that.
I mean, this is why I haven't done the questing and only done Torghast, and because Torghast is so fun that it's good to go back to it.
Yeah.
You know, and like if it's that good, then I'm all right with that. And it's kind of why I've stayed away from questing. I normally do one questing run for my own personality. What am I saying? My own personal privileges, so I know where I'm going. I don't know how I got to pervert personalities off that on words that begin with P.
I am so engrossed in all the storytelling my first run through when an expansion comes out that I just couldn't do that to myself. I feel like I would burn myself out with it.
I would much rather do it on Alpha or do it on my second run. Like my first run is to get to max level as soon as possible to make sure I'm geared to do dungeons and like Mythic Plus to get geared for my first raid. Like my goal is always to make sure that I'm raid ready in my own head, which is the best gear I can possibly get to be ready. You know? And that's literally my goal. Like, so if I have the opportunity to go and level through on Alpha and see the story and read it at my own pace, sure. The only thing that I'll miss will be the cutscenes. So
I'm kind of rushing through the quest text right now because I'm going to save a lot of it. What I've glimpsed is really cool, but I'm excited to see what comes out of the lore once we get into Shadowlands because
it's really bizarre because I'm seeing things from a player perspective when it comes to the game. Like there are specific moments, like when Warlords was announced, it brought a big thing because it was like going to like Draenor with the Warlord. Everybody was really interested in that. Legion brought everybody back. The biggest thing is because this isn't specific, although there are big name specific characters that we'll see in Shadowlands, it's more a lot of how the lore works in Shadowlands that seems to be getting everybody's interest more than anything else because it's new. It's a far cry away from the sort of Azeroth style that we've seen. So
definitely.
It allows them to be wacky and everything else, and I'm really interested.
And I'm seeing them bring in cool things from like other mythologies. It's one reason why I enjoy the Rick Riordan books like Percy Jackson, and I like when they when they borrow from mythology, because then I'd look up and like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think somebody on Reddit mentioned that a lot of Ardenweald was based on Irish mythology.
That's what it's looking like, because like I'm getting like Witcher 3 vibes too.
I don't know what The Witcher 3 has to do with Irish mythology, but okay.
Maybe
Clearly, Frazley's dealt with too many drowners lately.
Yeah,
Clearly.
too many of them.
Too many drowners.
The closest I get to Witcher 3 is that staunch stint on Gwent that I've been playing, but that's about it.
I'd like to get closer to Witcher. Henry Cavill. Sorry.
Henry Cavill as Witcher or Henry Cavill as Superman?
Both. All of the above. Any way. Although I think I'd like to get closer to Henry Cavill just to play with his dog Cal, because his Akita's amazing.
Oh,
He's so adorable.
Dogs are brilliant.
Yes.
He's beautiful.
I love dogs. They are absolutely fantastic. Like, whatever happened to Dog? Is he still in Dalaran?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about him much in BFA.
Do you remember your farm in Mists?
Yes.
That you had a dog there as part of the quest line who just sat at the farm.
Yeah.
You could take him. You could take him to Dalaran at Legion if you found the pebbles, and he's in Legion Dalaran. But
I always saw the pebbles popping up on Rare Finder, and I couldn't figure out what the heck, because that's something I didn't do.
I need to do that one too, because I did not bring mine to Legion.
I don't think we'll see Dog again until they give us player or guild housing, and then we'll have a way to take him there.
Maybe he'll be in Shadowlands.
He's not dead.
You don't know that.
I'll go to Dalaran and look. He's still there.
I mean, but Pete, if you
maybe
haven't
he
fed him.
tried to come after us. Maybe he tried to go to the Broken.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? He just jumps off Dalaran. I go, Master, please.
He saw you jump off to the Demon Hunter area and thought he could make that jump.
Oh, Mike Frazley. Could you imagine? Could you imagine a dog with Demon Hunter wings? Oh no, I guess we got Murlocs with Demon Hunter wings.
Oh my gosh! Somebody had a picture of their ball pet, and they had sky mirrored or something, and it was a Demon Hunter that was looking like the Bal goat, and he did the jump up and had the wings out.
Amazing.
Absolutely scary and amazing. It was perfect.
That's brilliant.
Skull level dog in Stormwind that will one-shot you.
Is there?
Isn't that Percy? Isn't Percy in Stormwind? And
I never tried.
Oh, there's I know there's a little hippogriff thing that's based on.
That's right, I guess.
One of the. Oh, I think there's actually the pug that's based on another of the WoW community team.
Yeah, there's I think he's Percy in there, and he's running around. But Coffeebird's in there too. So as his
who's attacking dogs in WoW?
Dongs?
Dongs?
Dogs.
Well, the Horde, clearly.
Okay.
It's and its personal protector is a pooch. It's fine. We call him Gen Greymane.
My king.
Indeed. From the Dogs of Stormwind to the end of the show, I think we're at. So, thank you very much for joining us live. Scruffy, if people who are listening want to find out where you are around the internet.
Oh, just do a little look for the Scruffy Druid. You can find me on Twitter at the Scruffy Druid. You can find my blog that I've sadly neglected. You can find me on Twitch as the Scruffy Druid. And you can find my podcast, which is Loot Optional. Not the Scruffy Druid, but it's at Loot Optional on Twitter.
But if they look for the Scruffy Druid, they'll find it on your Twitter, won't they?
That's true. That's true. It gets tweeted out pretty much every Friday. So that's what we try to do.
Mr. Frazley.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at FrazleyTastic. You can find my podcast Frazlecast at gnomepodcast.com, where this upcoming week Razarus turned the tables and it was a lot of fun. And then you can find me on Twitch doing things like dancing the music while I'm working on Lore Master at gnome.live.
When you say you turned the tables, did he interview you?
Yep, he interviewed me. It was a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
Interesting. Brilliant stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on Titans Creed on the main account. You can find me on Gaming Phoenix if you just want if you want my stuff but not me talking, you can find it there. Otherwise you can find videos like this one in VOD form over on youtube.com/Project Phoenix Productions, or you can find me live where I'll be streaming on twitch.tv/Project Phoenix Productions. If you do like to join us live, we will be delayed next week to Monday. It's at an earlier time of 5 p.m. BST, and I believe that's 12 p.m. EST?
Yes.
Which would be then 10 a.m. Central and
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Pacific. That is because I have got my charity weekend stream coming up next weekend where we'll be raising money for Special Effect. You can join me on Friday, Saturday, and if we hit a stretch goal, on the Sunday. We'll be starting at 8 a.m. BST, midnight Central, 1 a.m. No, sorry, 12 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern, but the stream will probably be up for about 12 to 14 hours a day. So,
ooh,
big days. There'll be incentive goals and everything else. All the money will be going to Special Effect and everything else. So, please join us. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially if you like Sonic games. If you like me, I'll talk shit. It's fine. It's all good. Otherwise, thank you very much, Scruffy. Thank you very much for joining us this week. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been good to talk nonsense for a little bit.
Yes.
Hour has gone by. Mr. Frazley, as always, thank you very much.
I was just gonna say, I thank you for having me as well. It's always fun. Just as long as you invite me over for dinner, not having me for dinner.
Indeed. But yes, that's the end of the show, guys. Come and join us on all the things. They'll all be in the description and everything else. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Frazley always likes to say,
be awesome and careful when you jump off of Dalaran and Legion. Make sure you have like Slowfall or Goblin gliders.